Would you like to hit shots like these with the operator? The Immortal 3 Insta-Lock Jet got you covered. First, let me tell you the different kind of peaks and how to use them perfectly. The cautious peak. Peek slowly. Check every position someone could stand on and go step by step. It gives you the advantage of not having to readjust your aim so you can shoot instantly when you spot an enemy. This peak is whether for retake scenarios or punishing the enemy while they're trying to take space. The Preaim peak. This is the opposite of the cautious peak. It is risky, but the strongest kind of peak since you swing fast on the enemy and get to take the shot immediately if used correctly. It can give you the first blood on the round and is pretty simple. You pre-aim a corner where the enemy might be and take the shot immediately. This peak is especially annoying for rifle players and just needs a little bit of map knowledge and fast reaction time. Though it is faster, if the enemy plays an angle which is not that common, you either have to flick or you will most likely die. The Jiggle peak in between shots is a peak you do while you're trapped in a position and the enemy tries to rush you. You shoot a peek in between your shots to make the enemy have to either go full spray or fall back for a second. When they get surprised at your peek, even though you're unable to shoot, you will be able to stop the rush and pre-fire the position you just have seen the enemy on. This can still give you some frags while being pushed by multiple enemies close. The last peak is the jump peak. You jump from behind an obstacle and take your shot in the second you land. It is a really common thing to do in many different shooters, but I would not recommend it doing it too often since the time until the operator stabilize takes too long. So only do the jump peak if you're trying to win a fight against an enemy operator holding you. Positioning. On defense, you should change the side you're holding on consistently. Make them guess where you're playing from. If you are stuck with solo queue and people get mad at you for not staying at the side, just make sure you always hold from a different angle. For example, on Haven Seaside, you peek from top side. If they spot you, hold it next round from backside or close right. Always be unpredictable. If you're able to secure the first frag, make sure to be able to fall back and change your position again. This way you can get multiple frags while still being able to fall back and play retake with your team. On attack, you should avoid peeking with no utility supporting you, especially if there could be an enemy holding you with an operator as well.
Wait, Lewis, I'm gonna flash you in.
You should ask for a flash or a smoke before going in dry. If your team does not provide any of that, always pre-peek common angles or play with your own utility, for example jet smokes. Your job is to get the first entry by pre-peeking angle after angle. If you do it long enough, you will find your own ways and strategies to get easy entry frags. When you get the bomb down, you should either hold aggressive angles to get the first contact, or if the bomb is planted on an open spot, stay behind and hold from long range. Holding angles. The best way to hold angles is to always be on the chest level of the enemy, since it has the widest hitbox and even a shot to the shoulder will instantly kill. You should not hold too tight angles and stay relatively close to the wall, just like that. The easiest way to place your crosshair right is to put it at a spot that you will be able to hit with your reaction time if the enemy is right swinging you. This all comes with experience and own preference, but one thing you should always do is to stay away as far as possible. Your character model will look smaller for the enemy if you stand further away, which makes you harder to hit. Movement. Many players know this already, but I still want to inform you on how you move with the operator correctly. There's no need to counter strafe. If you move in any direction, just let go of the key right before you take the shot. Trying to counter strafe like in CS makes it just harder for you. Always move to the left or right only when you clear angles, since it is a lot easier to release these keys and to be able to get in cover again fast. Warm up. If you want to improve as fast as possible and play consistently good, you need to warm up. I recommend to play the practice mode on the ranch and try to hit the bots calmly first and after some time go more into flicking them. Or playing deathmatch with operator only. It can be really frustrating, but it is a lot better since you combine movement and tracking replayers just like in your comp games. So in conclusion, use the different peaks in the right situations. Leave your crosshair on chest level and don't hold tight angles. Just release the movement key before shooting and warm up properly to become the best operator player in your games.